Hi and welcome to the December 8th auction preview video of Asian Arts. We're going to begin here. These are individually allotted, but both of these prints are by Munakata Shiko. They are woodblock prints. This one is signed and numbered. This one is signed and dated. Actually, each of them are dated. And they are individually being offered at $1,000 to $1,500 estimate. Really nicely framed. So if you see the two variations in the images, but great examples of Shiko's work. From another estate, we have this interesting Indian painting. So it's the central blue deity flanked by these two attendants. But what's really nice also is there's an old label verso that says John 18th century India. So it's just a little interesting piece being offered at $300 to $500. A collection of Thai Benjarong porcelains. So again, great examples of this type of enamel work. So you can see here the seated deities, the flames, the black ground. So we have a selection of bowls and then also this lidded bowl. Here's the underside, here are the figures. So slightly different. I always like looking at examples of the same kind of work but depicted differently. So this grouping is being offered at $800 to $1,200. We have a pair of silver and gilt foo dogs on these bases with nice pierced galleries, and the two together being offered at $500 to $700 from a Long Island estate. Here's a Chinese dukai enamel decorated bowl or dish. So you can see the central depiction of floral, and then verso there is a 6-character mark within a double blue ring. One of my favorite lots in the sale is this Egyptian carved and polychrome portion of a sarcophagus, and there is an appraisal done by Bonhams that states that this is from the 30th dynasty. So really quite nice. $600 to $900, really unbelievable that it's of that age, and just a very interesting and, in my opinion, cool piece. Moving on to some more Chinese antiquities. So we have this antique Chinese Fami Rose Hu form vase, so nice cigar form handles. We have the turquoise or light blue ground with floral decoration, and then these bird and flower panels. Here is the underside. Moving on to some Japanese examples. A Japanese traveling shrine. So the little doors close and open, which is very sweet, and then you have the interior seated Buddhas. Two carved Chinese jade pendants or carvings. So we have one that is a Qiling, and then this one I believe is a bat and a bird. Really quite nice. Came in late last week, so later additions, but we're happy to have them. Two Thai Buddhas. So we have a standing figure and a seated figure, and I believe this is green Tara from the same estate. We have this nice standing figure. So this is really quite nice patina to the bronze work, and what's nice is to the underside. It's dated, so this is Sukhothai and this is 1200, so it's an antique Thai bronze standing figure. We have these two Japanese mixed metal pieces, so we have a woven tray with these applied figures, and then this lidded box. Nice hinged lidded box here, open, some silk lining to the interior. Here are the panels to the body of the vessel, so really quite nice. Chinese Fami Rose vase with floral decoration. Here is the underside, so there's a little bit of a recessed area to the underside, individually lotted. We have this Chinese Fami Rose enamel decorated standing figure of a warrior. So here's the interesting gold work to his attire. Here is the verso and the underside. So there is the impressed stamp that we expect to see on these. Chinese blue and white vase of warriors again. A water buffalo, a man on horseback, a nice little landscape scene, and here is the underside with a 6-character mark. We have this blue and white jardiniere. So there's dragons, flames, foliate. So really quite nice, and here's the underside. Carved Chinese brush pot, so really nice carving to this piece with figures and a landscape, pine trees, etc. Underside. Grouping of Chinese porcelain. So we have these two Chinese rose medallion dishes and then a Chinese Fami Rose lidded dish. So it is marked to the interior of the finial and also to the underside. So figures on a tiger, standing figures, a Buddha. These actually might be the 8 Immortals. But an interesting grouping, so these 3 pieces together. Japanese woven water buffalo with a seated figure, and it does open. So this came from a Long Island estate, and this is individually lotted at 300 to 500. We have a Chinese 2-panel screen of figures. So we have, let's see if we can flip this over for you to see if there's anything on the other side. So it is backed. So we can't see the underside, but there's an old label, and it's just a nice old Chinese table screen. 2 Buddhas together, so we have this gilt metal Buddha, and then this probably Japanese example with the halo to the ground. A collection of Chinese porcelains from a Stamford estate, so we have a lot of iron red or salmon colored porcelains, a lot of cricket boxes. We have Fami rose examples, rose medallion examples, a multi-tier tray. So really quite nice, and all these pieces are together. We have a Chinese gilt and lacquered carved wood panel, but what's nice is the subject matter. So this is unusual with the scholars' items. There are some losses, but we do have them here. And it's just a really nice example of Chinese gilt lacquer carvings. Some silver items in the sale, so Chinese export. So this is Chinese export humidor. Signature here, 2 dragons, and this is by Tu Maojing, which is quite nice. Opening here to the wood-lined interior. You can see it is marked to the underside, and there are dragons chasing the pearl to the body of the vessel, and then these 2 dragons to the lid. We have a nice Chinese export cigarette case, really quite nice, high relief depiction of a dragon. This is a beautiful Chinese silver export lotus form teapot. So really just beautiful textural work and form to the teapot itself. And then we have this really wonderful bamboo form teapot. And this example is by Musashiya Yokohama, which is really quite nice. And then I just want you to be able to see just this attention to detail. This is beautifully done. And then the marks to the underside. Another piece of Chinese porcelain in this auction is this sang de boeuf dish with the mark to the underside. A nice example of cloisonne. So this is a birds and flowers, but just really delicately done, a beautiful attention to detail. Even look at the top border here with the pairs of ducks. It's really just a beautiful example. Here is the underside. And then we have these 2 bronze warriors on bases from a Long Island estate. And we will end here with this really wonderful fishbowl, Fami Rose Chinese. We have ladies playing games in an exterior scene, a pink ground, which I always like, panels of flowers, panels of ladies walking, again in some sort of garden pavilion, but really a beautiful example. And all of these items are coming up on our December 8th auction. We hope to see you there.